We will start the press conference. About this evening, there will be the G7 Foreign Ministers meeting, which I will attend. Taking the opportunity of the other G7 foreign ministers all gathered in Brussels, I will join online. Between the G7 foreign ministers regarding the situation in Ukraine, more than ever, we have been communicating and collaborating closely, flexibly, and in an agile manner, and this meeting will be held as a series of such effort. At this meeting, we will share our recognition about the latest situation in Ukraine. We will exchange our opinions about our response going forward, and we shall once again try to reinforce our collaboration as G7. Thank you.
If you have a question, please raise your hands, and once you're nominated, please go to the nearby microphone and state your name and affiliation. From Yomiuri, Abe-san, please. Abe from Yomiuri newspaper concerning Ukraine's situation. The Russian military is attacking the nuclear power station, it has been reported. And the foreign minister has said that if there's a blast, the damage will be 10 times that of Chernobyl. Foreign Minister Kloba has said that. So what is the current recognition? And you'll be going to the G7 meeting tonight. Would that be discussed at the meeting as well? No. Based on IAEA's announcement, this attack was not had not damaged the major facilities, and there has been no exposure of radiation. So as Japan, that we will be strongly criticizing Russia, inclusive of the attack on nuclear power plants, and we hope that Ukrainians will be able to safely operate the nuclear power plants. And we will be demanding Russia that all such activities be stopped, and we will continue to collaborate with IAEA and be mindful of the current situation and take appropriate measures. Now, concerning the G7 meeting tonight, now I would not be able to forecast what we will be discussing today, but concerning the Ukraine situation from various angles, we believe discussions will be held.
Next question, please. Yes, please. Sugimoto-san, Sankei Shimbun newspaper. Sugimoto, Sankei Shimbun. There was discussion about the UN General Assembly resolution to condemn Russia. 141 countries have supported this resolution. Meanwhile, Japan has coordinated with the G7 countries and have imposed sanctions as a member of Asia. You have approached other countries about the agreement of 141, an overwhelming support for the resolution. What is observation about the contribution of Japan? Indeed, we have joined the co-sponsors for the resolution that was adopted at the emergency special session of the ANGA, and we have voted to support the resolution. In order to have as many countries possible to agree with the resolution to join the co-sponsors, indeed, we have appealed to a large number of relevant countries. As a member of the G7, we have collaborated with the international community, including the G7, and we have implemented sanctions to Russia and others. On top of that, the behavior of voting by the countries, they are all made by the individual countries depending on the various circumstances. I cannot make an overall statement, but eventually 141 countries, an overwhelming majority of the countries, have supported for the adoption of the resolution. Japan welcomes this decision, and we take that a strong view of the international community widely shared has been confirmed.
Next question, please. Maeda-san, Kyodo Shimbun. Kyodo Tsushin Maeda. Now, concerning the aircraft, the Western countries, vis-a-vis sanctions to Russia, they are prohibiting flights in their own airspace, and also from the LDP as well. I think such views were cited. So, can you please explain what is the current situation? Now, concerning the additional measures, inclusive of prohibiting Russian aircraft flying over our airspace, we will continue to be watchful of the situation together with G7 countries. With the international society, we will take appropriate measures.
Next question, Sawai-san, TV Asahi. Thank you, Sawai TV Asahi. The meeting with Ambassador to Tokyo, Ambassador Kronsky, 2 questions. First of all, about the date scheduling with the ambassador, there was question also at the Japanese Parliament. Yesterday on the tweet, it was Ms. Suzuki who did not want to see me, and Takako Suzuki, Vice Minister's name was mentioned. After that, the tweet has been deleted. But tell us what has happened. As the background, Mr. Izumi of the CDP mentioned that Vice Minister Suzuki has special relationship with Russia, and the senior vice minister is viewed as very close to Russia. Are there any impediments to her role in the foreign ministry? About senior vice minister Suzuki, regarding the meeting with Ambassador Kronsky, there is no fact that she refused to meet. And from the leading and the opposition parties, the parliamentarians have made comments, but I shall refrain from making comments about each of their comments. Next question.
Yes, Hoi-san. I would like to continue with my question. Yesterday, 2 days ago, when you met the Ukrainian ambassador, I think you said concerning voluntary soldiers, I think you initially said that. Did you directly say that that would not be welcome? And also, the tweet has been deleted, and so no Japanese is going to Ukraine. Now on March 2nd, I had a meeting with Ambassador to Tokyo, Korsunsky, and I said that the so-called recruiting of volunteering foreign soldiers by the Ukrainian embassy in Tokyo as MOFA in Japan, since we are urging evacuation all throughout the Ukraine, we once again pointed that out.
Next question, Higuchi-san, Chugoku Shimbun newspaper. Thank you, Higuchi, Chugoku Shimbun. About the nuclear sharing, former Prime Minister Abe, Mr. Suga, the former Prime Minister, those former Prime Ministers have said that there must be discussion. Minister Hayashi, what is your response? In the earlier discussion at the Japanese Parliament, Morimoto-san of CDP, that will go against the spirit of the NPT if Japan goes for nuclear sharing. In the response, it may not necessarily be a violation in the general sense, but can you elaborate on this observation? Thank you. First of all, the government of Japan's position is, in terms of our policy, we have not changed our position that we will strongly abide by the 3 non-nuclear principles. In the Parliament, I discussed about that, and Parliamentarian Morimoto discussed that the NPT and the relationship with this, there was a further following question. So as a general discussion, I explained my position or the ministry's position. Next question.
Relevant question. Thank you very much. So concerning your general concept, so as long as there is no right to launch nuclear weapons, then I think the impression that I got was that would not violate the NPT. So is that my understanding correct? Now concerning that, as I mentioned in the Parliament earlier on, it is exactly as I said. So our policy, we will firmly maintain the 3 non-nuclear principles, and so that is different from the general principle earlier.
Aibara-san, Asahi Shimbun newspaper. Thank you, Aibara. Meeting with Ambassador Korsunsky, according to the Foreign Affairs Committee discussion, Vice Minister Suzuki said that there was oral request, but there was no invitation to meet, and that note verbal was dated February 24. But when was the oral request made? To whom? Regarding this oral invitation to have a meeting, there could be different situations. Recently, it might be quite rare, but there are meetings, parties held by a variety of embassies here in Tokyo, if there are meetings, then there will be some nice greetings saying that let us meet the minister, and there are such contacts at multiple levels on different occasions. In that regard, as was explained at the Parliament session, by way of note verbal, it was February 24 that there was a request for a meeting. And we decided that we shall coordinate a convenient date, and it was decided afternoon on the 2nd that I will meet the ambassador. Yes, please.
From Asahi Shimbun. So this was a verbal request. It was like a chat. So a meeting that the working level people did not take this seriously. Well, we started there, and there are many levels. That is what I said.
Next question. No more questions? If not, the end of the press meeting. Thank you very much.